breaking news into the Fanfare newsfeed.
I really do. I love Venn diagrams. It's just something about those three circles and the analysis about where there is the intersection, right? Yeah, I see people that you agree with me, right? So I asked my team, I brought props. Which brings me to May 30th, 2020. Bob and Doug returned to the Kennedy Space Center. They suited up. They waved to their families. And they rode an elevator up nearly 20 stories. They strapped in to their seats and waited as the tanks beneath them filled with tens of thousands of gallons of fuel. And then they launched. Yeah, they did.
Trump knows all about Kamala Harris. He knows she's a complete fraud. Remember back in 2020 when she was trying to run for president against Dementia Joe, she got 0 delegates. She got less than 1% support in her run for the presidency. And even though she dropped out with less than 1% support, somehow Dementia Joe chose her as his vice president. And last night, Trump dropped a video completely eviscerating Kamala Harris.
He gave me so much. How did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, amazing.
Kicked that old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, you know. He's quitting the race.
Is that right?
Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad. So
I just can't imagine.
But can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, a very tough guy. And they see him, they probably he can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting.
Good.
Yeah, just keep knocking him out, right?
Thank you.
By the way, everybody ran to post that video last night calling it a leaked video. It wasn't leaked. Trump himself posted that video, which means he wanted people to see him taking out Kamala Harris. He wanted people to see him eviscerating her. No one knows what's really going to happen, but replacing a primary winning candidate right before the election is a big deal. Replacing a primary winning candidate who's also president is a huge deal. And I don't think everybody realizes it requires a lot more than media whining. You see, right now the media is throwing a huge temper tantrum because they have been exposed as liars. Replacing a primary winning incumbent who got the most votes in presidential history, like Dementia Joe, 81 million votes, is gonna be a really tough sell to the American people.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time.
So the importance of community-based is they are, as they are called, they're in the community, led by members of the community. They are people who understand the capacity of the community, the needs of the community, the culture of the community.
Space is exciting.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know?
Poor hubby. Poor hubby. No.
She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad.
You see, the Biden sycophants, like Jake Tapper and Morning Joe, have been gaslighting America for 3+ years. They knew that Dementia Joe was having issues and took a 90-minute debate to tear down that tower, to expose everybody to what the media has been doing. They were hoping that some kind of infusion or a meth cocktail could get Dementia Joe through that 90 minutes. They kept assuring the public that he was sharp as a tack. He was awesome. You should see him as he holds his meetings. And then the world saw it fall apart right before their eyes. And the media isn't pissed off because of what happened to Dementia Joe. They're pissed off because they were exposed. And now they're going to try to push Kamala to the top of the ticket to save their asses.
I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now.
Yeah.
But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country.
She's so bad. She's so pathetic. It's so brutal. It's just so fucking bad.
The exposing of the media lies is why they are trying to push Dementia Joe out. They are seething over the betrayal. Betrayal, whether it's from the White House, Dementia Joe's campaign, it doesn't really matter. Right now, they've been exposed and they need to get rid of him because they're extremely desperate to keep the focus off of themselves. Remember, it was just 2 weeks ago that the media complained all over the place that the videos, the unedited videos of Dementia Joe making all of his gaffes and his mistakes were cheap fakes. They tried to tell the American public that what they were seeing with their own eyes and hearing with their own ears was fake.
There's a growing and insidious trend in right-wing media. It is to take highly misleading and selectively edited videos of President Biden to cast doubt on President Biden's fitness for office.
The Republican accounts circulating many of the clips responded, claiming the videos are unedited and promised to keep posting them.
A lie.
I want to talk about the Joe Biden that Republicans want you to see and the pipeline of videos that aren't telling the full truth.
We've been worried for years about AI deepfakes. Cheap fakes are a little bit simpler. They're cheap. They're just distorted, out of context videos.
These are cheap fakes, what the White House and Biden people call them. I think we need to all be a little careful about what it is that we put out there.
The media are thieves. They're like bank robbers. And Dementia Joe is like the wheelman in the getaway car who took off early and left them standing there when the cops arrived and they got caught red-handed with their pants down. Both the Dementia Joe campaign, Karine Jean-Pierre, and the media are all full of shit. And Trump knows it. And he's going to make sure that you know it if you don't already. What happens next? I don't know, but I can tell you it's going to be fun. Hey everybody, join me for the next Trump rally as I broadcast it live. If you've ever joined me on any of my watch parties, you know they are a ton of fun. I do a bunch of giveaways. You might win a trip, you might win some money. So tune in to the next live rally broadcast. Just click right here to be notified as soon as I go live. Talk to you soon.